Yo, it's Airwink in the cockpit, DJ Orakle in control. Teach your main city like it's coded in their soul. From the basis to the D plays, every tool, every tip. They'll turn noobs into legends on this crypto trip. Grinding mission, stacking loot, dodging fakes, making moves. You got question, they got proof. Boost defense, point prestige, mo finesse. Main city ain't a game, it's a whole mindset test. Loaded lions in the streets, cubs chasing that bread. Every stat, every buff, yeah, it's all in your head. So plug in, level up, learn the code, know the plan. With Oracle and Airwink, you gon' master the land.
Welcome to the show, where crypto meets the grind, where knowledge drops hard and the game's redefined. This ain't no chill, this is strategy and wit. Main City 101, now let's get it lit. Welcome to the show, where crypto meets the grind, where knowledge drops hard and the game's redefined. This ain't no chill, this is strategy and wit. Main City 101, now let's get it lit.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Arwink 7. Thank you. Shout out to the Flippin' Labs and the Mother Flippin'. Thank you, Flip, for making us an intro here. Let us know what you guys think of the intro that we've got now, if you like it, or what your guys' thoughts are around it. But I'm joined here with DJ Orakle again, so thank you very much, DJ, for joining me.
Yes, Arwing, thank you so much for hosting again. I'm glad that we clipped up together. And yeah, thanks again to Flippin for that intro. Very talented person.
Yes, very, very much so. So today we've got a few things. Everybody's aware, I think, that the Blitz is coming up. So we've had some recent updates to the main city economy, if we want to call it that. So today what we're looking to discuss is the economic update that just happened, as well as the partnerships and skins. And then we're going to also talk a little bit about the Discord Cub Hunt that's going on, as well as what the schedule is. And then finally, we'll talk about the Blazing the Trail Blitz, and a last little segment. We'd like to discuss some of the regional or region selfies that have been being posted, and maybe a little bit of speculation around that. So, thank you very much for joining us. And thank you again, DJ, for joining me as well on these podcasts. I think, do you have any? I'll let you do your little intro and then we'll hop into the economic update.
Yes. Welcome everybody back. This is DJ Oracle here with Arwink. Thank you for tuning in, and we're glad to always talk some main city. And thank you, Arwink, for hosting again. Thanks.
Right on. Thank you. So the economic update is live, everybody. I'm sure everybody's well aware if you're playing, and there's probably good positive thoughts as well as, some dislike towards some of the updates that have happened. But ultimately, I can run us through what's been going on here. Let me just flip over to the X info that we've got here. And so the total income is now the sum of all the production from the 7 regions, right? Previously, it was just your lowest income region. Now we're getting all of the gold from all 7 regions. The starting gold as well has been updated. I believe they changed it to 15 million. So coming on, I guess in like 12 hours, less than that maybe, we will be into the next competition mode, and we will get to experiment with the new starting gold. This will be basically a brand new mode for everybody. So if this is your first competition, welcome. Make sure you hop into the Discord so you get the ability to ask some of the veterans some questions. Don't expect them to divulge all their secrets, but they'll definitely help you out. It's going to be apparently 15 million. I know they originally said 55 million, but I think they walked that back a bit. And then a few of the other small changes are the diamond cost to unlock the mansion rooms. Those have been adjusted. And then there's also the business upgrade base cost. That has been boosted up so that it is in line with the amount of gold that we're making. So they increased the cost of gold wise by 7 times. The diamond cost has not been increased. There's also the furniture cost that's been increased, which is only cash. And then the arid cash cost has also been adjusted. So these updates did launch on the 17th of July. And I think we've both had a fair amount of time, right, DJ, to be able to experiment around with these. Do you mind sharing some of your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm very glad that they didn't made the diamond cost, that they didn't increase the diamond cost. For some reason, I just had it in my mind. I'm a little bit of a um worry guy, and I was catastrophizing. I was like, man, they're gonna make everything more expensive. But no, it was just the gold, which makes sense because the diamonds. I mean, we need more diamonds because there's 7 regions now, as opposed to taking care of just one region. So I guess it kind of does make sense that it's just the gold because we are now generating the gold of 7 regions. Um, and so it kind of makes sense that they increase the prices, that they adjusted the prices. So shout out to everybody who was able to pick up those Arids at the old price. Um,
Yes.
and well, I think it kind of just makes sense, right? That if we're gonna have more gold, just to keep the good mechanics of the game.
Yeah, I agree. Right. I'm glad as well, like yourself. I was sort of speculating perhaps they're going to change the diamond cost. But then on the other side, I was like, well, no, they already have a mechanic to increase the diamond cost when you go up in the divisions. So I can't see them changing diamond cost now. And I personally don't think they'll ever change the diamond cost. I think what we see now is the cost of the businesses. And if anything, they'll introduce other businesses with different diamond costs, possibly in the future.
Yeah,
Who knows? But yeah, we're, yeah, like you said, there's 7 lands now that technically can generate full income off of them. So it does warrant the increase in gold cost as well. I guess the only thing I have against that in regards to the actual just 7xing everything, I don't find that like I'm really making 7 times the amount of gold. I do have a fairly well diverse city, so even with the amount of large businesses I have, I still just don't find it to be extremely well balanced at the moment. I do find that, and it may be, even with what people were insinuating with the previous update, this gold crunch and now this inflation of gold cost, I think is really possibly due to the developers realizing how fast some of these players are prestiging and wanting to try and slow them down in some manner. Um, you know, like I think they were shocked we got to the max prestige as quick as we did, right? Like Crypto Diamond, shout out to him. He made it up to, P289 pretty quick, right? So they awarded him a trophy, and then they came up with the division mechanics. And I think that the division mechanics may have been hastily implemented, but I think it's just, nowadays they're trying to, I think, slow us down in some manner.
yeah, and now it kind of makes sense about Division 1, right? Like having to ask you for 500 million diamonds for one prestige, but like having the diamond generation that we now have. So it looks like you're right. Like they always kind of knew about the 7 regions, especially because the first collection of land was the first frontier. So it's good that they have like a good roadmap. But I think it looks like you're right. Like players like Crypto Diamond, shout out to Crypto Diamond. They kind of stepped on their timeline, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Meta's like I think he said in the Discord he's going to be probably Division 2, probably first or second week of September, and I'm still trying to get to Division 1. So, and it's not like I'm not outside of the top 100. I mean, I'm right on that line now at this point, but it's amazing that it's like the number 1 guy is going on to Division 2 when I'm still pushing to get into Division 1 to begin with.
Yeah, and it's true. I can also I agree with you when you say that even though it does feel like it's more than that they increased the goal more than 7 times, or at least it feels like it, because the way I had it before is I had my best businesses in the first land, which was my Apex Tower. I had an arcade, and then I had a museum, and then my quality aid records, just because it's a quality aid, so it was able to produce almost as much as the museum. And from there it was just Leos. That was my first land. And the second land I had, I don't know, I think it's like a Cineplex. But anyways, I was able to kind of like go through my first land and prestige those. and keep going through my second, third land. By the time I was done, and of course I had my cool cats and everything, all everything to meet requirements in my last, in my later lands, like my last lands. And so I was able to keep like a good flow of prestiging the first land, then move up, down the other lands, and then go back to my first land, and I would be ready to start my apex again. But now, after I prestige everything up, I'm still not ready to prestige my apex. I'm still falling short of cash. So I'm adjusting my strategy, which is, I guess, is good because it kind of like helps me to strategize, and it makes the gameplay more than just like a routine. So I kind of like that I have to strategize different. But yeah, I do feel like it's a little more expensive.
Yeah, it's definitely changed up my gameplay style as well. Right, like yourself, I was at least accustomed to using the gold generation of legendaries. Now I don't even use them. I mean, they're sitting like 3, 4 prestiges below where I am right now, just because they're just too costly. Like it just doesn't make sense. I'll bring them up once I'm like further ahead, and the gold cost doesn't really matter that much to bring them up to a decent prestige. But I just find that like they add a little bit to my city, but it's just they're not the one that I'm leading with anymore, right? Just because they're too costly to bring up. It's way too expensive, and I would rather just work with a museo and my uncommons. So, and I am burning through my boosters. Like I seem to be using a lot more boosters than I used to. Previously in season 2, I wouldn't even bother, right? Because I had a arcade, Apex, bank, and a motors, right? All able to generate really good income, and so it didn't really matter. I didn't really struggle for gold at that point. I was struggling for diamonds. Now at this point, it's a major struggle for getting those gold, or at least enough gold to be able to push up some of these bigger businesses. So it definitely has also been a bit of a fun experiment for myself, trying to find a new balance, a new way to efficiently level up my city and not have to be sitting there for, a day and a half boosting my best business just to accumulate gold.
Yeah, I definitely started using more boosters on season 3 than I did on season 2. Uh, which I guess because of the diamond generation, it doesn't feel like it hurts that much. Um, but on the previous update, so before this update, we had the lowest region, what right? That's how that's what would count. So I pretty much only use boosters on that one region that was counting, because that's the one that I would kind of like keep as my main.
Yeah, like have a
But now,
designated low land.
yeah, and that was the only boost, and I would only boost maybe like the 2 or 3 businesses there that were my main businesses. But now I do find myself uh boosting a lot, using a lot of the boosters, which I guess the violet boost I have a lot of, so I guess why not use them on my Leo and Co's.
Yeah, yeah, it's at least, yeah, I think I've got 100 maybe stacked up right now. I've been mostly just using gold and lightning boosters though, just trying to like basically put the gold booster on after I've already prestiged up one business, and then uh, if it's one of my stronger businesses, I'll put the lightning boosters on it, right? So I'll save them for like when I finally get my motors up, and then it's like, okay, put the lightning booster on the motors, then I could finish off one of my uncommons or something like that to get it pushed up ready for the next prestige. Then I'll push it up, put a gold booster on it so it gets even more, and then just sort of, cascade that cycle. It's kind of working, but I don't know. I think I need to continue to strategize because I am finding that I'm not as fast as I was with the lowest income still, which is sort of, I guess, a surprise to myself. I didn't think that this 7x gold cost was going to be that significant, but it is a significant change, and that's why I'm excited to see how this whole Blitz is going to play out.
Yeah, the same. And for some reason, I don't know why. I guess I kind of got used to weekend blitz, but I realized it's a week, huh? Like regular blitz, there've always been a week. It's just once in a while that we do the weekends.
Yeah. The name nomenclature around them, right, was like the Blitzes were the 1 or the 2 week long competitions, and then they have the World Series, which is your month long or 4 week one, and then they have the showdowns, and the showdowns are the ones you're thinking of for the weekend ones.
Oh, okay, yeah, showdown. All right, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so maybe they'll have some showdowns where lowest income region's the one they're doing, or who knows. But I know they had said that they're planning on making different rule sets for competitions. So that's, I think, kind of exciting because I did enjoy the gameplay of the lowest income. Now, that being said, the gameplay around the lowest income during a competition is going to be different than it was, during normal mode, right? There won't be dropping down. There'll be none of that more fun, I guess, activities, right? Speaking of which, are no longer within the game unless you really want to sacrifice business combos. But
Yeah, no, definitely that was fun while it lasted. Just to go to zero, go zero, and I even had like my my go to business is already set to know when to go to zero, attack those two people. Then because the attacks last 4 hours, then I had to find new victims. But it was always within the people that weren't playing, you know.
yeah, that was what I tried to do as well, right? Was sort of attack. Like, there's the two people that you could drop down to consistently when you hit zero income, right? And then there was also a few people that were at the very bottom of the leaderboard, and you could tell that they hadn't been playing at all because, like, you can get over 100 gold pretty quick, right? So to not be at 100 or even at 1,000 gold, like, that's really just a couple days of playing very passively, right? And so if they're always there, they basically put the couple businesses down and then quit, never came back. So those people I didn't feel bad hitting. Mind you, I still tried not to hit any Legion members, but there was one guy at my drop down at zero. He was a Legion, so I had to hit him. It's like, well, you've abandoned us.
Just trying to see if he comes back to life.
Yeah, he'll come back and you'll see me had just like continuously decimated his city. He'll have like hundreds of notifications from me.
Well, take it as a sign, buddy. Come and play consistently.
Yeah, exactly. If he didn't abandon the cause. But yeah, so that's been completely eliminated. I mean, not completely. I know there is techniques to still do it. If you want to remove all your businesses, it's tedious. I know some people are now only playing with their income generating businesses, right? So they'll keep, 5 to 7 businesses on their lands, maybe 10, right? That's not too bad to remove. And then the rest of the cool cats, they're not even, like, they're not bothering at this point with the actual combos across their lands just because they don't see a point, like real point in that. They'd probably take advantage of the aerial bombardment and get more diamond gen just off of a good hit than they would off of, all their combos. So at least it opens up more tactics, right?
Yeah. At least for me, because I'm still having to like prestige my cool cats to keep going. Um, like it's not convenient, I guess, for me for now to have them in the inventory, because then I'll have to place them again and just to prestige them up and then take them off again. Um, and I don't know, it feels a little bit of a like a empty game without them, I guess. Um, and I have so many of the business combos too, but I can see what you're saying too, and I guess that's why this game is good in that way that it has it can support many different playing styles that
Yeah,
um
exactly. And that's what it
mhm.
comes down to now is like what is your goal when it comes to main city, right? And that's what I try to stress too. And even in that last video I put out, it's like, what is your goal? Because if your goal is to be high on the leaderboard, well, we're back to the same meta where it's like, super lean cities are going to be the ones that climb really quick. But does it look cool? No. No, it does not. Right? Like a bunch of cool cats, that's pretty boring to myself, right? Whereas I'll sacrifice the leaderboard rank as long as I don't fall out of the top 250. I'm happy. Like I'm not probably never going to get into the top 50 the way the game's set up, because those people are already in a super lean, super efficient city, right? The only opportunity I had to catch them was with that lowest income mechanic, because they were struggling to be able to balance their city, whereas I have a balanced city already. So for me, I would rather have a balanced city, something that's aesthetically appealing, right? And have the option to be able to use any business skin that does come out, right? Opposed to, just hoping, hey, is there going to be a skin for the cool cats or for the dens or for a museo? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah, no, no, it's true. Just because you have a bunch of cool cats does not make you a cool cat. No, I'm playing.
Ah,
But no, I could see why people like people that are up there, that got there with their cool cats. I could see how frustrated they were with the other mechanics, and I can see how happy they are with these new mechanics again. And you know, um, everybody has the freedom to play however we believe is best for us. But I was very happy with the last update because, like you said, we were able to use those businesses. That was like the advantage, Like I remember we were in the space, and I remember Big. Shout out to Big. He was like, "Yeah, it's like it's as if you and Arwing were kind of like foreseeing that this game style would come into play because you guys have the advantage now of having other businesses, big businesses already there." He's like, somebody like me now have to like try to bring other businesses back up. He's like, which is cool. I mean, he liked the new style of play also. Um, but now that it's back to here, I'm not sure if he's gonna keep bringing up those big businesses, or like you said, it's not very efficient. I guess.
yeah. I mean, like, for the most part, until you get to about 3 prestiges below your current prestige, as long as you have a decent business making your gold for you, it's not really a gold issue at all to bring up big businesses. It's a diamond problem, right? Like, it's going to be expensive to bring up an Apex, especially with where he is, in Division 1. That's, I think he said something like 16 million diamonds or something like that. I know me bringing up an Apex from 0 to P250, that was somewhere around like 10 million. So, yeah, it'd probably be even more. It might have been like 25 million or 25 billion, sorry, diamonds. But now, like you said, it's just sort of at this point, we don't really need them. So it's, back to a very lean city, which is why I've left my epics behind. I don't really touch them, and I just move forward with rares and uncommons and my museos. Like, I haven't even bothered with my bank anymore. Just like, nope. I got a motors. I got the 50% skin on the motors. So I don't see any reason to work with a bank when I could just use my motors and have the monk skin on. And that's almost a 50% bonus.
Yeah, that's a good bonus, by the way.
I know.
That's a really good.
I mean, I think that's about all we really got to talk about, unless you have some other stuff with the economic update that you want to discuss. Otherwise, it could be a good transition. Maybe we could talk about the skins that are coming out and compare them to the current monk skin.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Right on. So we'll check that box and we'll move on. Before we really get into it, I want to just quickly play the one video that they had posted. I'll keep the sound off so I don't get copyright stricken. But we'll play this and then we'll talk about the business skins.
All right.
All right, so hopefully that showed up fairly decent. I'll also pan through so we could check out each of the individual skins. But I guess to first lead into it, I'll bring up the lion business skin. There we go. So yeah, what do you think of the lion business skin?
I like it. I like the lion skin. I like how it's bright and colorful. It's got that gold. I
at the bottom of it.
I like the
Uh,
water fountain out front too. I think that's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah, it looks pretty elegant. Uh, you know the that logo on top, the lion coin logo at the
Hmm.
very top,
Yeah, it's
and the
a
lion.
very cool skin for
Yeah,
sure. I just
yeah,
I'm wondering, like I haven't bought it. I know you've bought one, right?
yeah. I did.
Yeah, I haven't quite bit the bullet yet because it's just a little bit too steep for me. Especially because now I'm not using an Apex anyways, right? So a 10% cash income bonus on a business I'm not even using anymore for, what is it, 500 crow? Um,
That's true. Yeah.
so it was a little steep for me, and I was personally a little shocked by the price. I know when they said it's available for purchase in the market, right? I was
Mhm.
assuming it was going to be a kind of expensive one. I was thinking somewhere around 50K vouchers, maybe 100K vouchers. But 500K vouchers really knocked me off my seat, for lack of better terms. And I was sort of like, ooh, that's a lot of money just for a skin.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gorgeous,
and
but yeah.
yeah, it looks nice, and it goes to what we were talking off the podcast when I was telling you about the vouchers and how for some reason because it's like vouchers like currency in the game, I sometimes forget that it can relate to actual money. So I was like, oh, I have the vouchers, I can afford it with the vouchers. Let me just get it. And I just kind of like just went, but now I'm pretty much out of vouchers because I've been buying like blueprints more than anything.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
No, I get it. It's just like you looked at it, and I mean, like, I was tempted as well. It's just I was complaining in the Discord, so I gotta hold true to my word here, and I said I'm not buying it at that price. And I have a feeling too, like, it'll probably come down in price, especially if Crow starts to go up, right? Like, if Crow hits $1, that's $500 for a skin. That's a lot of money for a cosmetic, right? Something to change the aesthetic of your city. So I'm sure it'll come down in price, which is at that point when I'll probably purchase it. Kind of forget about the crow value at that point and just be like, well, these are ones that I won from a competition, so I'll just buy it with this anyways. But when I look at it in the crow value and go, well, I was buying crow at the start when I started buying crypto.com, like got into crypto.com, I was buying it at like 94 cents Canadian, right? So to
Yeah.
me, it's like we're nowhere near 94 cents Canadian, but even when we get back to that point, right, that's 500 at 94 cents Canadian. That's like almost $500 Canadian, and I just couldn't justify it in my mind. So, um, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So that's why I haven't purchased it yet, and I probably won't,
Mhm.
again, because it's not really adding to my city. Now, there is some,
Yeah.
I've heard Papa speculate a bit, and I've thought about it too, because like a 10% bonus really doesn't strike me as that appealing, especially when you think about what the monks give us, right? For
Mhm.
just holding an NFT, you get a base 20%. So to me, and I've heard about other people in the community speculate, maybe there's another mechanic coming to this skin, and that's why it's so expensive. Perhaps it's going to be a way to generate lion token. You need to have this business skin to be able to generate lion token. Now, at that point, I would do the 500 crow and invest for,
Mhm.
even if it was like one lion token a day,
Yeah.
that'd be kind of cool. So, yeah, we'll see what happens moving forward. But yeah, as of right now, a little expensive for myself. Now, I could flip over and we'll take a quick look also at the other skin that's been revealed. Now, this is the wolf swap one. So let me just click on it, bring it up big here. So this is the wolf swap skin, and it's going to be available for the bank. Now, again, like I was saying with the Apex, right, this is only a 4.5% income cash bonus. So maybe there's another mechanic where it's going to help generate moon token. Like, that would be kind of cool. But yeah, as of right now, it's going to be another one that I believe is purchasable via the market. Now, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be a purchased one, or do you think it's something they're going to release an NFT for?
Yeah, I think it might be a purchase one because Wolfswap doesn't. I know that I think they do have an NFT collection going on already. Um, but I don't think they'll use those NFTs. They'll either have to get a new NFT collection, which because they're more of a exchange. I don't really see them going for a new NFT collections. So I think it'll be more of a purchase on the market type of business.
Yeah, I
I mean,
agree.
type of skin. Yeah.
I agree. That's my route that I think they're going. Just because, yeah, I'm not familiar with the Wolf Swap NFTs and what they have available, or even if they're compatible with Main City. But I do believe it's going to be something purchased from the store, just like we did with the Apex, the marketplace. You just go in, purchase it, and bam, you're good to go. Now it's on August 4th, so that is coming up pretty quick. That'll be pretty much right after the competition, right? So we'll know pretty soon.
Yeah, they probably want people to have vouchers to be able to buy it. That's probably why it's dropping right after the competition so that people can have vouchers to get it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm pretty sure it won't be, and I'm really hoping it's not 500 again. I think like enough people kind of like not complain, but gave like an opinion, right? Like, because people were like, "Yeah, that's like 70 crow," and I mean like $70. And one of the CMs said it's like $70, and somebody's like, "No, no, just say it's 500 crow, because $70 sounds like a
Yeah,
little bad
exactly.
or something,
That shocks me
right?"
too much. I don't want to hear $70, but 500
Yeah,
crow, it's a little more palatable.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I hope it's not 500 vouchers.
I don't think it will be. I think the lion token skin, like the lion skin that they brought out, is going to be the maximum cost for a business skin. I don't think they'll bring out one that's more expensive than that. I'm honestly probably putting at this one between I would say 250 and 350, somewhere in there. I was thinking maybe a sweet spot was going to be 300k vouchers. Is probably where it's going to come in at. Maybe closer to 400, but I don't think it's going to be 500k. I can't see it being that much.
No, and I agree with you. I think the skin for the Apex, it's gonna be the the top the top price.
It's the
I don't
Apex.
really see them even doing another skin at that price.
No, I can't see them. Maybe they'll bring out one for the arcade, right? And it'll be like 450k. But Apex being the Apex, right? The top of the top. I would
Yeah.
assume that it's the most expensive skin probably to bring into the game, just because it's that, it's got that prestige of like, ooh, it's the best, coolest, most desirable business. So it's going to be the most expensive to create a skin for.
Yeah, I totally agree. But it would be so cool though if, like you said, right? Like if we can mine moon or lion according to the skin. And again, going back to the devs having their 5-year roadmap and like having information that we don't have. So again, we can only speculate. But that would be so cool if you would be able to um to mine some of those coins.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be a major allure to the game, right? If it's like, hey, you're generating other tokens as well, right? Maybe it still pays out in vouchers and then you could just redeem them for those specific coins opposed to just pulling it out as crow. But yeah, I think it would be a really cool mechanic, and definitely something that as it goes to mobile, if people realized, hey, it's not just about selling and buying businesses and working on your cities and, whatever the exploration and the monster fighting stuff that comes in. Like if you're able to buy a skin and start mining another project's crypto token, right? Like that would be a big attractor for people that are starting to get interested in, investing in crypto, right? It's like, hey, you take some crow, you invest it into the skin, and it starts generating new wolf swaps token, right? Which is moon, or it starts generating you the lion loaded lion projects token, which is lion. So it could be, and there's probably going to be more that come out, right? I imagine the capybara one, it's going to be probably a
Oh yeah,
purchasable skin. So they'll be generating bara.
yeah,
Speaking of which,
yeah. That would be super cool.
let me switch back to that video. That way we can, if I can get the images of each of the businesses. So this is the Wolf Swap one, which we just talked about.
Okay.
And then there's the Synthtopia. So Synthtopia is bringing out one. Let me just full screen.
Yeah, and
this.
Syntopia, they came out with an NFT. The last NFT project, it seems like that is going to be integrated into Main City, hopefully, right?
Yes, it has been confirmed that that is going to be the Synthetics collection. So that was the one that was minting just after they had announced their partnership.
Nice, because I won one. I won one of those NFTs, so I want to use it in the game.
Nice. Yeah, I minted a few. I did get one of the $1 ones, and then I picked up a few other ones. So I don't have the highest rarity one, but I think which was like the Obsidian something. But I've got one of the second rarest, I think, which is kind of cool.
Nice. And those are, yeah, they're pretty nice looking NFTs.
Yeah, and I
They have a lot,
and I was wondering, like, maybe it's going to be the arcade one. It looks like a big 4-square one, right? But I mean, all of them look like there are 4 squares, so it could be just a single square. But yeah, who knows? Maybe it's going to be the Leo and Co. It could be a Leo and Co. Like looks kind of like a tower sort of thing. So that's why I kind of thought they were going to be the Apex Tower. I thought maybe they sprung some big cash for it because they are a pretty big project. But yeah, I'm interested to find out exactly which skin they're finally going to be applied to for business wise. What do you think it's going to be?
I think it kind of makes sense to have the arcade, as it seems like a playful NFT. It seems like in the whole Syntopia ecosystem, it's kind of like futuristic, neon looking. So it would be kind of good, like if it was an arcade game, kind of a theme that they have going on over there.
Yeah, it is and they're also an interlude, I believe. So they do have other cross-platform sort of like game applications. Let me see if I can get the next one. So the Project Ishin. Now, I had heard though that this was a mistake. They weren't actually supposed to be the Felice Cineplex. I mean, everybody could tell this is the Felice. It's the only 3-square business, right? So it's sort of like, oh yeah, I definitely don't know what business this one is. But I had talked to them, and they are apparently getting the LL Sports instead. At least that's what they had asked for. Now, again, I don't know how much the opinion of the project has on actually dictating which skin their business, or like which business their skin gets applied to. But as of right now, they have an image showing it looks like the dojo, right? So this is on the Felice Cineplex, but maybe they're making some adjustments and it's going to be applied to the LL Sports. But as of right now, yeah, it is displaying as the Felice.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, because they had a contest and they asked to guess which one it was, and I went off that video and I put the Feliz. But I remember, like, I remember you saying that they had said that it was a LL. So that's gonna be interesting because I mean the skin, it's already, yeah, maybe they just put the wrong name under the wrong skin, huh?
Yeah,
The
it
wrong
could have
project
been.
name.
It could have been. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows, right? Because like all the other projects have their skins displayed here, right? So if we scroll through the video again, we've got the lion, right? So we know that that's now the apex. And then we've also got, and this one's definitely the capybara one, because you can see the giant capybara on the top of it. So it's like, it's definitely the capybara one, unless something else is going on here.
Unless we have another animal that looks like it. But yeah, I saw that one. It looks like it's gonna be pretty cool though, huh? To
Yeah,
have that big old capybara right there,
yeah,
sitting
exactly.
on a throne.
I don't know if you play. I just opened up mine just to check because it's been a couple hours. But do you play Capybara at all?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I still play it,
No.
just very passively. It's a very passive game. It's just like log in every 3 hours, click a couple upgrades, and but when you go to a loading screen, right? So the reason I think this one might be on a den is because when you go to the loading screen on Capybara, it's got sort of like a tropical vibe, like a resort kind of thing, right? So that's why I think it might be hinting towards the Lion's Den Resort as being its business that it's going to be applied to. But that's just my speculation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got that tropical vibe going. Maybe just for summer, who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah, I can't wait for those skins to come out.
I know. I'm excited to see. I'm just sort of hoping that they're not all super expensive like the lion skin.
Yeah, and the thing that to have a NFT in order to unlock the skin, at least you have an NFT, right? So you buy the NFT, you have the NFT, and you have the skin. Right now with this, it's not like we can sell the skin as an NFT or anything for the Apex, right? We just buy it and it's there. We don't have anything on the blockchain to show for.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And that's the thing that I like about the monk's skin better, right? Is because you purchase an NFT and then you could purchase more to even boost it up more, right? And then if you aren't happy with the project or with the skin, right, you didn't sink a bunch of money into it that you can't sell, right? Even if the floor price goes down, you can always still sell your NFTs, right? But once you purchase, like, if you purchase a capybara skin and then turns out you absolutely dislike capybara later on down the road, you still gave them money for a skin. I'm assuming they get a part of the cut on these skin sales, but again, that's undisclosed information that who knows? It could be all going towards Main City.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it would be good if we could put them in the market for sale, right? That would be also kind of cool because it would be advantageous for both the people that don't want it anymore and want to sell it, and most likely they're gonna have to sell it for less than they bought it for. So it would also be good for buyers, so that they don't have to buy it at full price if we
Yeah,
were able to sell the skins back on the market.
unless they made it limited, right? And there's only 500 lion skins, right? And then that could drive up premiums on them. So if they ever announce
Mhm.
something like that, I would probably purchase one just to be able to have it in the event that it does go up in price, right? And at that point, I would probably start using an Apex again just to take advantage of the small 10%.
Yeah, they definitely. And somebody had said, "Oh, because so when you don't have the skin before you buy it, you go to the market, right? You click on the market, then you go to skins, and then you can see it right there. But after you buy it, when you go to the market and you go to skins, the skin is not there anymore, and all I see is coming soon. So at first I was like, "Oh my god, they took off the skin off the market! Like nobody can buy them anymore." And somebody was like, "It was only a 6 hour sale," and I was like, "Oh, I'm so glad that I bought it." And they're like, "No, I'm just playing."
Yeah, I
And I was
saw
like, "Oh,
that. I
so it
was like,
just goes away from me. It goes away from my market because I already bought it."
yeah, yeah, exactly. So if you do buy it, right, it does come up as skins coming soon, right? Whereas I'm just
Yeah,
showing mine, you could still see it sitting there for the 500k crow, or yeah, 500,
yeah.
yeah,
So
500k crow. Ooh, baby. But yeah, it's a little more expensive than I anticipated. So we'll see what the other skins come out cost wise, but yeah, looks nice. The two skins that I've seen
yeah,
so
but
far look
some
really nice.
yeah, so some limited edition skins will be really dope,
Yeah,
right? A limited edition.
I kind of wish that they would do them for the blitzes, right? And even the competitions. Like if they could go and retroactively give all the players that made it into, the top 1,000, or even just participated in every single competition. So it's like, hey, you were here for World Series 1, all of those blitzes, all of the showdowns, and then this last, all the competitions, and they each have like their own like special skin that you could apply to something like, for say, the well, cool cats. Everybody wants cool cats, so it'd be kind of a cool thing to be able to apply it to the cool cat, right? So something like that, and maybe it could change the centerpiece, right? Because they all have that little dance floor, so it could just be like World Series 2 or World Series 1 or whatever blitz it is, right? Just be kind of cool. Very simple skin to make.
Yeah, that would definitely be super cool to definitely do something for the OGs, because some of the OGs do feel, some of us do feel a little underappreciated.
Most definitely.
Whether it's the blueprints, whether it's
We're
just
not allowed to
different
talk about
things.
the blueprints anymore. uh, Oh, maybe we should have talked about the AMA a bit as well. But maybe we could talk about that at the very end. Talk a little bit about what was discussed in the AMA, along with the regional selfies. And
Yeah,
then
we can do that.
perfect. And then the last little thing, I'll flash it here, is another partnership announcement that just came out. So there is a partnership now with the Kronos Brave, so the Brave project, and they are joining the Void. So congratulations, you've got another allegiance.
All right. Yes, yes. And I love, 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 love that project. Uh, I've been with them for a long time. I don't have every single NFT that they have, but they have really cool NFTs, and the community is great. And because the community is so good and stuff, I would like try to share the main city excitement. And shout out to Chrissy over there. She was like trying to get a main city channel so that I can post videos and stuff like that. Um, so she recommended it, and they were like, oh, it's in the works. And I guess it was in the works so much that they couldn't really talk about it, like. So yeah, I'm just super 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 excited. I just love that project. I know we all have the project that maybe like we kind of side with the most, just because for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
um but yeah, that project is one that is I really really love. So shout out to Law also. Yeah, they and they know that too. They know that I'm super main city in their Discord. So this morning, as soon as the X post came out, sent me Law and Chrissy both sent me a DM on X like, "Hey, it's finally surprise for you." So they finally have
Yeah.
a main city channel in their Discord.
Right on. Well, I hadn't been around the Brave community too much recently, but yeah, I'd been investing a bit in them as well. I've got one of their what do they call it? Like the Brave,
Passes.
yeah, the Brave passes that they've got. So I've got one of them, and then
Okay.
I've also purchased a few of their interesting ones. I usually try to get the ones with the animals in them. So I got one. I've got a pirate. She's got a parrot. So that one's kind of cool. I like it. But yeah, they've got some interesting NFTs. So I'm glad, it being one of your favorite projects, I'm glad that they are aligned with the Void. So that's pretty exciting. So congratulations to the Brave team on a pretty big milestone, and a great partnership. So we look forward to hearing what you guys got coming out, and perhaps maybe a business skin, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Very, very excited for that, for the project and for the game as well. Yeah.
Right on. So that sort of does it for that topic, I think. We can talk a little bit about what is going on in Discord. With the major update that happened for Worlds or for Season 3, right? With all the regions now that we've got, that is 70 lands that we have to hunt the Cubs on, right? So I know I've seen the main city Discord, and if you guys aren't in the main city Discord, make sure you check the links below and join. That's going to be one of your best resources to get in touch with either DJ or myself, or even other really good players within the community that are willing to help out. People like Curious and Spot, and Kimbo, he's in there, Papa, there's lots of good guys. I could sit here probably for about 2 hours listing everybody. So sorry if I missed you.
Right? Yeah. Shout out to Big.
Yeah, and
Shout out.
big.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah.
Hayton's
There's
in there
there's
too. Crypto Diamond, everybody,
yeah.
right there. That's the main focal point. That's where everybody goes. So if you're not in the crypto or main city Discord, make sure you join that. But yeah, you've been very active in the Discord Cub Hunt, right? So maybe you can fill everybody in on what's going on.
Yeah, so for a while, if you guys remember on season 2, we have the Cub, and we only had to go through 10 lands because that's all we had in one region. Now we have, if you have bought all the Erets, then you have all 10 lands. The Cub matches the land for everybody who has 10 lands. If you have 8 lands, it's gonna be a different land number than somebody who has all 10 lands. So at first, it was pretty hard for an individual to go through 70 lands, and we were all, went on the Discord and complain. I mean, gave our feedback. I should say about what we thought about it, and so many of us were saying something about it. That they're like, yeah, the devs are kind of working on it, but little by little, it just became a community event. And I remember Spot saying, never mind, don't change it. We're cool like this now. It's a community event. And yeah, people get together. There's 7 regions. So for the most part, a lot of us take 2 regions. It gets to the point that, and it's every 4 hours, the Cubs. Um, we get the deliveries. The first delivery starts when the daily roar gets resetted every time, and there's 5 deliveries in a 10-minute window. And so every 4 hours, you can see some of the same community members jumping on Discord, and some of us even already have like our regions said. I know Big usually goes. I think it's like Storm and Wilds or something. I usually have or Sapphire. I think Big does Storm and Sapphire. Anyways, I do the Molten and the Black Nexus. That's usually the regions that I take. Um, so that's another reason why you guys should definitely jump on the Discord. Links down there. Since we're shouting out the links down there, we're also make sure you like the video right now. If you like the content, make sure you like this video. And yeah, it became a community event now to hunt those cubs, because then we only have to go through 2 regions each. Or if there's more people, it goes down to less regions each, and it gets easier to find it.
Yeah, definitely helps out when you got people assigned to each region, right? It's like, hey, if you got 7 people, everybody just takes one region and you can find it pretty quick, right? Whereas I know when we first got the change, my mom and I would start at the bottom, so I'd go through Staggy and Lucent, Block Nexus, Molten Forge, and then she would start at the top, and we'd like meet in the middle and be like, okay, here's where he is, right? And then because there wasn't really much going on, right? Nobody was really doing any of these types of things. And then Kimbo opened up a reminder channel in the Legion Discord because I was like, hey, can we just start posting where it is? Because it's always the same. So then I started posting in there, and then we had a little bit of an event going on. So pretty much anytime, like we have a reminder cycle, so it'll pop up and remind us as a notification on our phone. You're like, hey, Cubs are coming, right? So then you can hop into the Discord and we go through it there. And then it took me a bit to realize you guys were doing it in the City Plaza as well. So it's good to see that, yeah, it's become a pretty big community event. Well, you got one guy in the Legion
Yeah.
Discord. He's so quick because he's only got like 2 or 3 lands per region. So he just calls out the region, then we go through that, and it's like, bam, super quick.
Yeah. Also, sometimes there's a space going on in X, and people in there, they get together as well. And so people that are on X, they're at the same. I know Papa is sometimes on the X hunting them down, and whether he finds it on X first, he'll post it on Discord, and vice versa. If they find it on Discord first, then he'll put it on X. So yeah, so now we have the Legion Discord, we have the Plaza, and then we have X hunting them down.
Yeah, we got to hold those Cubs responsible for their deliveries.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And some of them sometimes they get lazy, man. They're like 3 deliveries in the same region.
oh, sometimes they're like on the same land. They don't even leave. It's like, come on, at least change lands in the region. No, no, we're just gonna stick right here. Yeah.
The van broke down.
Yeah, exactly. Ran out of gas. Gotta pawn off all the diamonds and the attacks for more gas or something like that, I guess.
Go
But
to the
yeah, so
Pantera power station.
yeah, exactly. So you covered a bit of the schedule, right? So in normal mode, like DJ was saying, the Cub schedule is the start of reset, right? So when the daily roar resets, the Cubs start their delivery, and then it's every 4 hours after that, right? So, and you can get 10 per day, and there's 5 per cycle. Now, I'm assuming
Yeah.
it's going to be the same as season 2. During competitions, the schedule is offset by 2 hours. So when the daily roar resets, it's normal mode. Then 2 hours later, it's the competition mode. And that's because it's usually an hour after the competition starts, right? So when the competition starts, you play for about an hour, and then within that first hour, the Cubs start showing up, right? And they'll be there on the hour after the first hour of play in competition mode.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Which is pretty helpful.
yeah, exactly. So we'll see if that holds true, especially now, moving on to our next topic, that being the the Trail Blitz, which is starting this Friday. Let me just double check what the time is.
Right? Yeah.
Nine
9 hours
hours.
and 35 minutes.
Yep, 9 hours, 35 minutes. So we'll be there soon enough. um,
Yes. Definitely. Definitely.
so I'm excited, though. It's a 1 week one, which I actually prefer. I like the 1 week ones over the longer 2 week blitzes, just because I find the 2 week ones, they feel like they drag on a little bit too much for just a blitz. And I find the 1 week is sort of like my happy spot where it's like, okay, I'm still engaged enough at the end where it's like when it gets into that second week of a blitz, I'm just sort of like, is it over yet? Like it's not the big prize pool, and I'm still fighting for something here. So it just it feels a little bit too long when it's 2 weeks. And then the showdown ones, I don't find they're long enough because it's just there's not enough time to really differentiate the people that have a long a long game strategy versus just the short, like, I can get a lot of gold really quick at the start, right? Versus somebody that has the lasting power to actually break through the first 3 days, and then that's where you sort of see the separation between the players.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you. I think 1 week is a sweet spot. Because the one weekend also, it's kind of like, okay, if there's things going on the weekend, I have to squeeze the things into my gameplay as opposed to the gameplay to my life. And having a week, it's like there's a party going on this weekend on Saturday, and I don't feel like I have to be next to my laptop the whole Saturday. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm still gonna take it with me to the party, but
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, I'm still gotta play, right? Can't just like sit out a whole 8 hours. You gotta at least check in 3-4 times an hour.
yeah,
No, I'm kidding.
yeah, at least get those cubs or something.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, this is also really nice in my opinion. They are reintroducing the NFTs, right? So for a while we were doing those showdowns, so there was no NFTs to win. Then we had the NFT for the World Series 2, and then we had that 2 week blitz right at the very end, prior to season 3. That was no NFTs within the prize pool. So it's nice to see that they are putting the tactical gear NFTs within the prize pool again.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was pretty exciting because one good NFT could be a good price, and they actually put it in the main city playbook. The rewards, so it's first place 10 random NFTs, second place 8, third place gets 5, fourth to 10th place gets 3, 11th to 50th place gets 2, and then 51st all the way to 1,000, it's gonna be one NFT.
Holy. Well,
Yeah, that's what I was like, huh? Usually like 51 to 250, it's like two or three, but this time, if you want at least two, we have to break into the top 50. Otherwise, from 51 to 1,000, it's gonna be just one NFT.
well, I guess they're being a little more conscious, I guess, with their NFT prizes, especially because when you look at it, like you said, that one NFT, if you get a data pad or a generator drop to you, right? That's a real nice prize. Those are what, like $120, $130 now or something like that, maybe even more.
Yeah, something like that.
So
Yeah.
that's not a bad little prize. I was hoping to see a little bit better breakdown, you know, but because that's really not a lot of NFTs when you think about it. But I guess it is still quite a bit. That's almost a thousand. Well, that's over 1,000 NFTs distributed, right? If
Yeah.
everybody in the top 1,000 is getting one, so yeah, whatever. I mean, at least we got NFTs to fight for. I guess it really incentivizes people if you really want to get that second NFT to try and fight for the top 50. But I mean, personally, I don't think I'm gonna make it there. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm just shooting for top
Yeah, we'll see
100
how.
again.
Yeah, same here. We'll see how things go, especially with the seven regions, with seven blueprints. There's more opportunity of businesses with a 1 week as opposed to the weekend or a whole month. All these things come into play, you know. So quality, in having been able to have more businesses to improve quality, having more diamonds. Yeah, it's gonna be very interested, very interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it is what it is, right? So I got it up here now. So they are saying it's $15,000 worth of tactical gear. So
Hmm.
that's interesting that they say that
So
many.
maybe they have the good NFTs there now, huh?
Oh, hopefully. I guess most of the tactical gear. Well, I mean, unless they're going to be airdropping everybody turbines and grenade launchers. I mean, that's typically my luck. But hopefully, there's some good stuff like some virus capsules and things like that within the prize pool. So we'll see. But it is kind of nice to see that they are adding 70% of diamond purchases to the prize pool. That being said, I don't think there's going to be very many diamonds purchased just because of the diamond generation that we have now. So it's unlikely we're going to see a significant diamond purchase. There might still be some people that do, but it is nice that 70% are being added to this Blitz's prize pool, whereas usually it was 30% added and 70% saved for future Blitz or competition modes.
Mm. Yeah, it is a nice touch. And yeah, I agree. I don't think that many, especially when it comes to like tier of players, right? There's the top 10, I believe they're still going to buy diamonds. That's just their strategy. But I guess it's just maybe a good investment because of the price pool that they get. I know sometimes um, Crypto Diamond was talking on a space a few days ago, and he was saying of how one of them, one of them was just he just pushed just straight out for bragging rights. But it's, of course, it's not always like that, right? For everybody, they still wanna at least break even. But there's just people up there, like, you know, shout out to Meta, shout out to Hayden. Um, they just play at a different level, you know.
Yeah, exactly. They're insane when it comes to understanding the game, and they're willing to put money up as well, right? Whereas typically for myself, I'm not really going to spend much. I typically try not to spend at all. And now that we have 7 blueprints, I doubt I'm going to be spending much. Likely it'll probably be, if anything, maybe to purchase a business partway through. That might help out. But other than that, I'm thinking with 7 blueprints, 70 businesses are at level 10. That's a lot of businesses to choose from. You know, merging is going to be a big factor, I think, in this blitz. We're going to need to increase quality if we really want to take advantage of the businesses to the full amount. and be able to, still generate a lot more gold with the same businesses. So I think that's going to be a big play, or at least factor within this competition. But yeah, we'll see how it all goes. It's going to be an interesting one with the 7 regions mechanic.
Yeah. So, question for you, Mr. Arwing. With
What?
7 blueprints every level, are you gonna finally sell blueprints, or are you gonna open them all still?
Oh, I'm opening them all still. I will be opening them
Nice.
all. I like opening them. Like I said, I'm gonna probably be using the merge mechanic a lot more this competition, I think. So I would be opening them to see what I get and hoping that I open some really good businesses. Personally, I don't think I'll use anything that's 4 space, right? So I would probably skip out. Maybe I would use a bank if it was like a really high quality drop for myself. But I honestly think I would rather just sell it to the top 10 players. I know that they're usually running Apexes, banks, whatever they can get their hands on that are high quality. So I would, if I open something like that, I'm selling it. Because that would basically guarantee my prize pool, right? Being able to sell something like that. Whereas like getting into the top 100, I would, it's probably going to be what? Like top 100 is probably looking at 1 million vouchers. And then maybe upwards to the top 50, you might be able to push it to 2 million vouchers. So they'll be interspersed between that. Probably not even, probably 1.5 million for at top 50, right? And then up to like the top person, the top prize is probably going to be like, I don't know, 11 million vouchers, something like that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. If I get like a tower, I would probably only keep a bank, like you said, as well. Um, but yeah, even though we do have more diamonds, but the expense now it's at the gold. Not even if we can afford the diamonds, it's gonna hold us back if we're just trying to, you know, if we're not boosting the way top players boost.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little difficult to carry on a force place business. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sure you could play with it fairly well, right? But I think you need a couple of them to really be good at it. So it's going to depend, right? I probably won't, unless I pull it out of my first blueprints, I'll probably sell it instantly. Like put it up on the market and be like, guys, got this. Give me money. But um, other than that, like if I pull it later on, which I'm gonna be surprised honestly if anybody even hits Prestige 10, right? Like I don't know. I feel like the leveling is going to be a lot slower than people are anticipating. So over a 7-day period, I don't think we're going to see people, or at least not too many people, putting out a prestige per day.
That's interesting. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I would keep a like a 4 square business only for like a few hours while I start getting some gold. Just for the first few hours while I start carrying some of the other businesses.
Yeah, for that
But
first
after
Cub
that,
delivery.
yeah, there you go.
Come on, Cubs, give me some
Increase
gold.
the amount. Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, I've learned from my past mistakes that I get too carried away by the potential of a big business, not taking in consideration the cost of running that business.
Yeah, no, exactly. And now that they're 7 times more expensive to level up, like even with the museos, I'm feeling that like took me forever just to get those last like 20 levels. You know what I mean? It's just like such an exponential jump. And it's just like, holy man, this is so expensive now just to get these last few little levels pounded out and get over to the next prestige. But, once you do, it's worth it, especially like now that I've got a quality 3 museo. I wish I could increase its quality more, but I'm just too scared to lose. Like those are, $4 businesses.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the uncommons are the ones that are more um, affordable. It makes a little more sense to merge, right? The uncommons.
Yeah, yeah. When you're spending like 20 cents for a business, right? It's like, oh, okay, merge 2 of them for 40 cents, whatever, and slowly work your way up. But even that, like it does add up when you look at it, and then you burn it, right? It's like, oh, it's a quality 5, and how much did that cost you to get? Oh, it was like a $3, merge up basically, and then it just burns and it's gone. It's like, oh man.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah, like the video I
Oh, I
posted. Oh
know.
man.
Oh man,
And they were
watching
high
you.
quality too.
I
Uh-huh.
know, watching you burn businesses is just like, oh, I don't know how you do it. I'd be sitting there cursing afterwards.
I'm telling you, I forget that there's real money involved here too. I'm like, oh yeah, vouchers, diamonds, business. I just keep buying stuff. That's why I'm so happy for this competition mode.
Yeah.
I was running out of vouchers.
Yeah, now you're like, I need to replenish my vouchers.
I
Yeah.
definitely do. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna be looking for selling stuff, trying to sell stuff on the market. This competition mode, especially kind of like early, so that I can pick up some businesses maybe later on.
Yeah, exactly. Though I don't think that.
Businesses you do sell, huh?
What's that?
I said you don't really sell blueprints, but businesses you do sell, right?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I'd rather
Okay.
gamble on opening the blueprints, right? See what I get in it. Because chances are, if it's like an uncommon or common, I'm going to probably be using it. But if I get like a good, like if I pulled a good epic or something like that out of it, then I look at it like, okay, well, I could have sold the blueprint. Who knows what they're going to go for in this competition, but I doubt it's going to be 10K crow or more. Maybe at the start it might be, but everybody's going to have so
Hmm.
many blueprints, right? So I'd rather
Yeah.
open it and just gamble on opening up an epic or a legendary, right? And then be able to sell that. Because at least then it's like, okay, I can guarantee it's going to be worth more than selling that blueprint.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are gonna be a lot of blueprints, but at the same time, also we need to have a good 7 regions. And I don't think we're gonna have just one business per region. So it does seem like a lot of blueprints, especially in normal mode. But I think once we go into the competition mode, 7 blueprints a level, it's gonna be okay. I mean, it still sounds like a lot, but I think it's gonna be a good balance for the 7 regions.
Yeah, and I think we'll see a lot more use out of uncommons as well, right? Like, I think there'll be more reason to run more than 2 or 3 uncommons, right? Like I could see running at least one of each of the uncommons, maybe some of the rares, right? Like if you pulled like a Felice or even like the single space ones, right? They're usually pretty good as well. I have a feeling like they're going to be valuable at the very start, just because, like you said, we're going to need a very large city. Even though at Prestige 10 you only need 8 businesses, right? You're still going to need a lot of other businesses there to make gold for you to be able to level up.
Yeah. And also, one thing that just came to my mind right now, as I'm looking at the game right now, and we're talking about the businesses, it's business combos. This is going to be the first time that we have a competition mode that we're going to be able to make combos. So that's another way to use businesses that we probably will. Oh, but you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, we need to have them a prestige 10. Yeah, that's not going
Yeah.
to happen.
Well, that's why I use Prestige 10 as my example that I don't think many people are going to make it there, right? Because that's the max
Mhm.
for being able to optimize and maximize your business combos, right? So I really doubt that business combos are going to be a very big play. Now, mind you, they're
Mhm.
still valid at Prestige 1, right? Like you can get a little extra diamonds. I just don't know if the
Mhm.
extra diamonds you're going to get from them are worth bringing up all of those businesses to Prestige 1 and then Prestige 2 unless you're using them, right? Now, if you're
Yeah.
using those
Yeah.
businesses like a Pride Records and a few Cool Cats, then it makes sense to set them up in a way that they are actually generating yourself that business combo diamond income.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe the diners might be useful now because the diners pair up with the cool cats, so you can run those two together.
I also find diners
And
give you better gold.
yeah, they do. They just cost us almost as much as diamonds as the dance to upgrade, right? To prestige.
No, they're like half a den. Right? It's
Yeah.
so the full buy-in cost on a cool cat is 2.25 million. A gym is 2.55, and then a diner is 2.92, I believe. So, or it might have been 3.12 for like that's leveling up and the prestige cost. So it's
Mm.
not really that big of a difference, right? Mind you, yeah, like after 10 prestiges, you get a free prestige out of a cool cat that you wouldn't get out of a diner. But in these lower level and with the amount of diamonds we have, I could see diners being better, right? Just because you get that little bit higher end roll for gold income, and they're a little bit more of a tighter range, so that you could get a better gold consistently out of them than you could out of a cool cat.
Yeah, so looks like they are trying to make sure that we use other businesses, I guess, huh?
Yeah, they're definitely coming up with interesting strategies to force, I guess you could say, force us to have more variety in our city. So we'll see. We'll see how it all, if it ends up working out for them. But I'm excited to have something that's not just the same old, right? So a little change up here and there is always good, which is why I like that lowest income region. I thought it was a fun change up to the game, but I do understand it was an extremely confusing, especially I don't know what the new intro tutorial is like, but I doubt it really introduced the regions correctly. So for new players starting in, definitely could have been confusing.
Yeah, and I think that's the main reason why they switched it. Um, I know some of the seasoned players in the Discord saw it as a handicap, kind of like, why are you dumbing down the game for other people just so that they can understand it? But at the same time, we do need the new players, and just because like just because you're in calculus, you can't knock off algebra for we still have to go through the steps of learning, and so I think yeah, for the overall adaptation of the game and for mass adoption, it is good that they switched it back.
Yeah, I would agree on that. It's more simplified, a little bit more intuitive, so the newer players can at least get their feet wet, understand how the game works, and then not feel like they're completely lost when it comes to trying to compete in a competition.
Yeah. Although to be devil's advocate as well, like I also posted when they were talking about when Nix put post saying that maybe for the competition modes they could put it back to that mode, the lowest region, the lowest earning region. I put yeah, it could be chess. It doesn't have to be checkers all the time. So also it could be even if it's a little difficult to learn the game. That doesn't mean that people are not able to learn the game. It's just maybe a little more difficult than just regular game. So
Yeah,
just to kind of play both sides, right? Like, oh, people could have learned the game, and which is true, I guess.
yeah,
But
exactly.
for mass adoption, you just want something easy. Like you want to onboard players.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they want, right? Is to be able to bring in newer gamers, people, especially when it goes to mobile, right? Keeping it as simple as possible, but still fun. I do hope, though, moving forward, that there's a lot more than just city building. I really do hope that there is some mechanics like within the monsters and the exploration that are a lot more interactive, let's say, rather than just clicking level up buttons. Or, you know, I'm sure it's probably going to end up this way. Maybe we can get into the speculation and the region selfies and stuff like that now. But I imagine it's going
Yeah.
to end up sort of more into a actual, what do you want to call it, like a team setup, right? So you'd almost just send out and like you select a couple of your NFTs or whatever and send them out on like expeditions. I think that's probably the route they're going to go. Maybe they'll do something like the Axes Infinity, where you have like a team of three and you go up against monsters and they drop resources. So at least you could still like choose attacks and do stuff like that. That would be kind of more fun than just like passively sending out a expedition and having them come back. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think once we hit that stage of the game when they introduce the monsters and all that, um, I think it's gonna be pretty impressive. I think I mean we would have never really thought about the seven regions, right?
No,
Um
no, I didn't see that coming,
so
even with all of the regions that we already had, right? Like, yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
speaking of
yeah.
the
So,
regions, let's let me
mhm.
just flip over and oh, whoops, wrong one. Here we go. Hopefully that oh, that doesn't show up. 1 second. There we go. Sorry, some technical difficulties. Always fun.
Yeah, it's all good.
For some reason, this does not
And
want
so
to show up.
while you get that going, I could just mention real quick that for the daily event multipliers, day one is gonna be multiplier value 2. I guess they're all multipliers 2 except for day 3, which is 10, and day 7, which is 15, so that we can put those in the calendars. Those are the important days we want to push. The most or the hardest is day 3 when the multiplier is value is 10, and day 7 when the multiplier value is 15.
I don't know why this.
Just a little.
I don't know why this screen does not want to pop up.
Is that the one with the selfies?
Yeah, I was trying to bring up the selfie so we could take a look at the backgrounds and stuff. Oops, that's our Discord. Oh, what I meant. There we go. Okay.
All
So
right.
I got it on the background there. We've got looking at the Crimson Reaches selfie. This is a tweet that Nick's put out. So if you aren't following him, definitely check out. I believe Papa had put a post out recently encouraging everybody to follow him. But it looks pretty cool. So you can see the lion in the background, and then these are the looks like rib cages to me, to be honest. Sort of like the rib cages of the giant like skeletons that you would see flying around in some of the original trailers that they had. So they look pretty cool as a selfie. So I'm hoping that they're hinting at more of like an actual exploration mechanic, that maybe we're actually going to go out, walk around. We'd have like an animated avatar lion, sort of like this. Now maybe we're going to make our own lion, or we could choose to have our loaded lion represent us in the game. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely. That would be the best. Having our loaded lions, dark lion, or cyber cub, or whichever NFT for that matter that is partnered with the game. It will be pretty cool to use it as the character that is exploring. And yeah, it would also give a good chance to look at the details, because a lot of these lands are like really, the artwork for most of these lands is like really, really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm in love with some of these lands. Like, they are absolutely gorgeous, right? Especially like, I love the Sapphire Sanctum region. Just the beachy vibe of the lagoons sort of sold me on that region. And then I think everything else I've seen, like, the one with the hilt, it looks pretty cool with like the sort of broken hilt in the background. And yeah, they're just, I love that region. I think it's a really well done one. But I think all of the artwork from the Fractured Fate collection is very well done. So I would love to see them as something that we could actually go and explore, walk around, interact, maybe find like hidden caves, loot chests, things like that. That would be my ultimate, because then I know I'm going to be probably playing it way too much, but at least I'd be, there'd be a lot of stuff to do, and then you could come back to your city, do some upgrades, get a couple more quests or missions or whatever, or find this type of resource, and you go to that specific region and you walk around looking for that resource.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at one point the upgrading of the business is gonna be a little bit more of a secondary thing to do. Or maybe not secondary, but less time consuming. I think most of the gameplay or game action will be probably doing the exploration, doing the monsters, the resources, all those kind of things. Because I remember even when they advertised the Moonwalk backpack, they say that I would like give all these benefits, right, for exploration and all kinds of things.
Yeah, I remember reading that, right? It's going to
The
have an
Moonwalker.
extra benefit to the Moonwalker. Do you have a Moonwalker
Hmm.
backpack?
I do. I have just one.
Nice. Yeah, I got one as well. I had to make sure I had one.
I know. That's how I got the name. I wanted to get the name correctly, so I went to my backpacks
Yeah, what
and
is it called?
yeah,
The
I wanted to make
Moonwalker?
sure I had at least one.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
moonwalk backpack.
Oh, they're pretty cool though. So I'm hoping, yeah, that they have some sort of like extra benefit where, and that's what I was thinking, even along the lines of like, if you're out exploring, you need a tent to be able to like save your position, right? Like set up like a camp
Mhm.
so that if you had to go and, go back to your city or whatever to view it, you'd have like a camp set up so that it's like a fast travel spot, right? But you have to have that specific tent for that region,
Yeah.
which is I don't have enough tents. I don't have one for every region, and they're so expensive now. Oh well.
Yeah, I know. It was always my goal to try to have one with every yeah, with every different what are they called? Like
Element.
characteristics? No.
Every
Element,
yeah, the
yeah.
elements. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the tents are like well actually no not only the tents but like the power generators I don't have them all. But yeah, the tents I definitely I have four of them but two are the same. So it'll be cool to be able to swap NFTs if somebody had another tent that they needed that the one they had it would be cool if we could trade them like if they were cards.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good, right? If you could find someone, yeah, to switch them out. I've only got two, and they're both different. I wish I would have bought a few more when they were down at like $90, but hindsight, right? um,
Yeah, we never know the future, right? We're like, oh, I should have waited until they went down.
yeah.
After the fact, it's easy to say, you know?
Oh, exactly. That's always it, right? But yeah, I'll
Yeah.
switch over and we can take a quick look at the Molten Forge region.
Yeah.
So this one looks pretty cool with all the lava. These like big lava columns, almost right, magma columns with the lava pouring out of it. It's a pretty cool looking
Mhm.
region as well.
Yeah. And the fact that the lion looks like he's the one that's taking the selfie, it makes the picture like a really cool,
Yeah,
really, really cool. So, and it also goes, like you're saying, it goes to show that exploration through the land may be possible at one point.
yeah. Whether it's going to be right off the hop, I mean, I'm hoping that they surprise us a bit, and come out with something like that where it's like, oh, okay, hey, have fun, guys. There's an entire world for you guys to just walk around and see what we've built, right? So it could be something completely out of left field that we're not even anticipating.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because at one point, I'm pretty sure that as technology keeps moving on, hopefully we'll be able to play with VR, those VR glasses or whatever. So,
I'm
I
pretty sure that
mean,
was part of their
we're
roadmap
super early.
was some VR
I
stuff.
think
So
so, right?
yeah, I
Yeah.
remember reading that. So that could be it, right? Like eventually we're going to get to the point where it's like, hey, we're actually out exploring in VR as our lion, right? And we have our equipment that we need. So heck, we'll have to see what happens. But I guess with that, I wonder if there's going to be a change then, right? So like right now, the tents and the backpacks and all that type of stuff are used to help our city. So if they're going to start being used as part of the exploration, are they still going to be used to benefit our city, like boost our diamonds and gold? Or if we take them with us, does that remove that bonus, or is the bonus even going to still be there in the end? I mean, I've got lots of questions, but no answers.
Yeah, speculation it's fun. Speculating is fun.
Oh yes.
Um, yeah, I think they probably would keep them still. Um, but that's a good point, right? Like maybe that's a good way for them to make sure we have two tents instead of just one, so that you can use one and still keep one equipped, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
there's
I
not
want us
very
to have
many
five.
tents.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's well, that'd be another question, right? So there's not that many tents, but I hope that they don't do another tool and NFT drop, right? I get that they're looking to have 100 or like a million players, right? But that's just gonna. We need to have a point where it's like, okay, if we want to be able to sell some of the stuff we've collected and downsize ourselves to like two or three pieces of, NFT equipment. Hopefully they don't just keep like selling more and selling more and selling more, right? Because then at that point it's just like, well, when do we get the point to sell to newer players to make a little bit of money, right? Because right now we're
Mhm.
not, making a ton of money through the game other than the competitions. I mean, other than Kimbo.
Mhm.
Kimbo seems to be able to flip businesses like there's no tomorrow. But
Yeah. And again, it goes back to playing styles, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, I know that's
Yeah.
everybody right now is doing the rush to P289, right? Everybody wants to get into Division 1.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm there wanting to get up there too, but I don't want to leave my Apex behind. So, I'll just, what I'm doing though, it's, as opposed to like before that it was my first business to prestige up. Now it's my last one. So I just kind of, I'm dragging it along, I guess.
Yeah, you just got it with a big chain, you're pulling your Apex along.
Yeah. I'm hoping that the skin makes it a more worth pull business to keep pulling, but
It'll probably be worth it to have it
um,
in Division 1, right? Especially when you're at the start. It could probably be a pretty powerful business. What quality is it?
I have two, a quality one and a quality two.
Nice. Yeah, I picked up a quality 2. Actually from Vex, the Mud Maverick. She was
Uh-huh.
selling it for 600K. So before the skin got announced, for cost wise, I knew that it was coming to the Apexes, so I picked that up and brought it up to 250.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was an
Yeah, I still
expensive
have
endeavor.
a. I know, me too. I brought the one that I had a Q10 just for the bonus, and then I brought it to 195, and it was pretty expensive. But like I remember saying this to, speaking of Chrissy, shout out to Chrissy, from the Brave team. I told her once too, like like she had a whole lot of just regulars, and I told her to bring up one of these businesses she had. Oh, I think it was for the monk skin, so the motors. And I told her just bring it up to prestige little by little. Like don't look at the whole, it's gonna take so long. Just do it one prestige, two, three at a time, and whether it takes a week or a month, eventually you'll get there. So I just kept thinking about that when I was working on my Apex, like just one prestige at a time, Oracle, just one prestige at a time.
Yeah, well, that's it basically, right? You just keep leveling it up, and next thing you know, it's ready to go. Why did our thing
Yeah.
just switch? Our
Oh, Cubs
PFPs.
are here.
Oh baby. Well, I guess time to do some cub hunting.
Yeah.
If you don't mind just calling it out if you find her. Actually, I should probably hop into the Discord.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now too. So we already have Michael Bar. Shout out to Michael Bar. He's got Crimson and Aurora. Shout out to Big, Lucin, and Sapphire. So I'm gonna put. I got Molten and Nexus.
Let's see. Block Nexus already. It's in Block Nexus.
Okay.
But the guy that called it out doesn't have all of the lands. So he's good at
That's why
calling
he
out.
could do it faster, huh?
Oh, he's on Block Nexus 10. There we go.
Okay. Oh my God! Wait, switch. Sometimes it takes so long. Sometimes it takes so long that by the time I go to the line where they say it, the cub's already gone.
Oh, is he honking?
Sometimes
Is he
there's
honking again already?
no, not yet. There's sometimes when yeah, like I I find it, I post it on the Discord, and I forget to click on it. So when I look at it, he's gone, and I didn't
Oh,
click on it.
where'd he go? Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
like
I
where did he
find that they're
go?
not the most responsive when it comes to actually clicking on them. So, um, but sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. But yeah, I usually start on Stygian. That's what I do to sort of cycle through. Oh, did somebody outbid me on all of those blueprints?
Yeah, the blueprints
Oh,
are the price is going down, huh?
yeah, I know. I just bought a bunch for 2.29.
Nice.
Bought 22
Yeah,
of
I
them.
bought one off the market at 3.
I was just like, well, at least we got a competition coming up, so I can use that to be able to make a little bit of money back, and I'll pick up a bunch of these. He's on Crimson Reaches.
Get some creams. Shout out to Meta. He picked up 70 million diamonds.
70 million diamonds?
Yeah,
Oh,
from the
nice.
Cub delivery.
Lucky him.
That right? Yeah. Crimson 6.
Crimson 6.
And see, guys, this is what you guys are experiencing in real life when we were talking about how we all get together on the Discord. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little more interactive, right? Because when we're able to sit down, be able to chase them around. I'll just do the screen recording so everybody can see what we're doing here while we're also talking.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it'd really be nice. I could show you guys in the background. So the one selfie that the guy was doing in the Crimson Reaches, you can sort of see these spiky things. This is the legendary land for the Crimson Reaches. You could see it in the background there. Kind of a cool looking. I don't know. They kind of look like rib cages to me, but who knows what it really is supposed to be. I mean, especially because when you
Maybe
go
it's
to
a dinosaur.
yeah, exactly. Because when you go to the dune reaches, right, like the dune land, Crimson Dunes,
Uh-huh.
they've got those skeletons, right? So I sort of wonder, and you can see the skeleton, and it's got the rib cages in the sand. So I wonder if that's like
Yeah.
part of it or not.
Yeah, those heads, they're like uh the the heads, yeah, they're kind of like dinosaurs. So maybe it is some sort of big dinosaur monsters. Well, speaking of that land that I just picked up for Block Nexus region, the Nexus region,
Yep.
um it has on the NFT, it has like a little dinosaur on it.
I know. I love
So
that
maybe
land.
those are gonna be dinosaurs.
I was
Yeah.
hoping there would be a little dinosaur in the corner, right? I was hoping there was because like if you go to the starter ones for that region, let me just bring up one on the map here. Oh, he's on Sapphire. They do have like sort of
Sapphire.
sketchy looking like brontosauruses.
Uh-huh.
He called out Sapphire 1, but he's also got too few
Yeah, it is
lands.
Sapphire one.
Oh, look at that. Those are the ones when sometimes they line up and sometimes they don't. So a lot of times we just tell them to call it out anyways, because then if it's not where he called it out, then we just scroll through the lands and post it anyhow. That's 3 out of the
Yeah,
5
at least
done.
having the region having the region is a lot. Uh-huh.
Exactly. Yeah, so shout out to Mr. Moon. He does it in the reminders on the Legion Discord. So he's pretty quick at finding them. That's he's because he's only got he started a month ago or something like that. So he's only got like 2 or 3 arid plots, right? So he's got like maybe max 4 lands to search for each region. So he can go through them pretty quick.
Nice. That's what I like about the competitions, right? That a competition, it feels like a brand new game. Like,
Oh, I
to
know.
start again.
I'm looking forward to 7 blueprints at level 10. Give me some good gold blueprints.
Yes. 7 blueprints at level 10. Woo.
I know. Hopefully I'll be able to pull something decent. Maybe a high
Yeah.
quality Apex.
There you go.
I forgot to claim my booster. Violet booster, of course. Get some free attacks and my free defenses. Gigabit Guardian. I'll check the leaderboard and do a quick shout out while we're doing the Cubs here. So we got Meta at the top, Lion Sentinel, Canna, Gary Pug, Big. That's our top 5. Then we got Crypto Diamond there, Crypto Ocean, Stroman, Hayton, and Strong One. That's your top 10. We'll do a quick little scroll.
It's on Storm 8.
Storm 8. Perfect.
think I took too long. Oh, there it is. 9. It's Storm 9.
Oh, okay. Storm 9. There we are. I was gonna say
Yeah.
he's not on 8. He's not on 7. 70K.
That was oh, okay. That was On My Way Up. Shout out to On My Way Up, helping out as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's not the right land, at least we got the right region, and that's very helpful.
Yeah. Well, that's the biggest thing, right? Is like call out the region for sure, especially if you're a newer player, right? We don't want to discourage people because it's like, oh, well, I don't have the right actual land in the region. Call out the region, right? Just put in the Discord what the region is, and then that gives us at least a narrow field, right? So we're not just still searching all 70 lands. We at least know the region, and then 10 lands isn't that bad to search through, right? So that's what really helps out, especially, as you guys are probably starting out, it's going to be very easy for you. But yeah, if you get into the routine of joining into the Discord hunt, which I'm sure will continue. I know they've said that they're looking to make the hunt for the Cubs a little bit more streamlined or a little more intuitive. So he's on Molten Forge. So we'll see what happens. Molten Forge 9.
Oh, there it is. That's my region. Yay.
There we go.
Molten 9.
And that is 1, 2.
That's
3,
the 5.
4,
I think.
5. There we go. It's all 5. Block Nexus, then Crimson Reaches, then Sapphire, then Stygian, then Molten Forge.
Shout out to Kimbo that he just showed up right after they finished. He's like, oh man, I showed up late again. He's like, I'm so bad at this in normal mode.
I know, and he's the one that made it in our Legion Discord too, so it's kind of funny. What a guy. Right. There we go. Yeah, so I guess other than that, I mean, the little speculation still that we've got, those region selfies are kind of cool. I put in there that I'm looking forward to seeing what the Sapphire Sanctum one looks like. I mean, because that is like my favorite region, so hopefully they show that one off sooner rather than later. But yeah, I mean, which is your favorite region anyways?
I guess, yeah, like I was saying, the Nexus one, I love it because it has like this like little drips on them, like a diamond drip.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes it look very elegant. The color, it's popping, and I mean that's the one with the dino. I think I don't know if it's the legendary. And then the one after that, it's the one with the 3 orbs that are like hovering, like on a fiery lake or something, and that's really cool too. That's a
Yeah,
really cool
that's
visual scene.
the epic of the Block Nexus, right?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, the Imperials of Obelisk. It's the one that has the little drips, and then the other one is called Sea of Sight. Sea of Sight.
Yeah. So the obelisk one is the legendary, right? And then the Sea of Sight is, the orbs. So bring that up on the screen here. Yeah, I like this one too. It's kind of cool, and the background music. You just flip that on. It's kind of like ominous. Ooh,
Yeah.
Interesting. I like it. I mean, they are pretty cool lands. I do love the. I guess I could show it, the Sapphire Sanctum one with the I think it's called the Brachian Hilt or something like that. See if I can click
The
on
Sapphire.
it. Yeah,
Let's see.
there we go. It's the rare for the Sapphire Sanctum. I think that one's
What's it
pretty
called?
cool. Pretty sure it's called the Brachian Hilt or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, Bracken Hilt. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bracken Hilt.
Yeah.
Let me click on it. Oh yeah, the one that has like a sword on the
Yeah.
land.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
And I actually like the starter of it too, if I remember correctly. The starter for this one has like sort of that
Yeah,
like, I don't know, that I just like the blue and that silver look to it. It looks cool.
yeah, it does.
That looks like probably the actual sword, maybe the blade of it, and then the hilts in the second one. Broken off. Wonder what the heck's going on there. The legendary looks all right too for this region, um, with
Yeah.
like the strata all throughout the rocks. Kind of looks cool, but I mean it's not like super interesting. Um, and
Mhm.
then the legendary or the mythical kind of looks weird. It's got like all these floating things all the way around, and I really do like the gold and black, or sorry, the golden blue. Looks pretty cool. And it kind of looks like a trident. I don't know if you've seen any like a image in my video, but it looks like a trident to me that's underneath of the land.
Uh-huh. I don't quite remember, but yeah, I need to. I am actually. I have been saving for the next lands, and staking some lion is kind of helping too.
Yes, yeah. Now we got a little extra lion. I mean, I guess maybe we could finish off with that. The discussion around. We can close her out coming up soon, but yeah, the discussion we did get the lion airdrop finally. So that was a long time coming, and they had me worried when they're like, "Oh, we got to delay it." I was like, "What? Took you guys like 5 months for the airdrop for the World Series 2 prize pool." So, but I'm glad that they ended up getting it airdropped. Funnily enough, they did have some issues still. I know Queen Cindy, she's in the Legion Discord, and she's now helping out with the moderation of it as well as the admin, one of the admins. So congratulations, Queen Cindy, on that. But yeah, her airdrop didn't end up going to her for some reason, so she had to reach out to them and get that figured out.
Oh, okay. And there was two airdrops, I think, right? One for the one on the crypto.com app and the other one on the DeFi wallet.
Yes, yeah. So the DeFi wallet was for your prize pool, for making it into the top 1,000 during World Series 2. If you did have lands in DeFi, I believe you would have also got some tokens airdrop there as well. But for the most part, like I hold all of mine still in the crypto.com app. So that's where my airdrop landed.
Oh, okay. So the top 1,000 was for the app, and then the lands was whatever you had the lands in, whatever kind
Yeah,
of
the
thing.
top 1,000 would have been in your DeFi wallet, and then yeah, the lands would have been wherever they were stored. So if you had them also in your
Oh, okay.
DeFi wallet, you would have got a bigger airdrop, right? Whereas for myself, I wanted to keep them separate to be able to see what the airdrop from the leaderboard first like top 1,000 was, and everybody got the same, and so everybody knows it was 1,600 lion token, which at today's rate is about $30. So not too bad for participating in the competition and making it to the top
Mhm.
1,000. Um, I was kind of sad that they didn't do a breakdown, similar to what they do with the NFTs for the typical competitions. This competition's a little bit different, with it being from 51 up to 1,000, having the same NFT drop. But normally it's the 250 to 51, and then the top 500 to 251, and then uh, top 1,000 to 501. Those are the brackets. So I was kind of anticipating to see some sort of breakdown like that. Giving the top player a little bit more and sort of cascading it down that way, similar to how the voucher distribution works. But I guess it's nice, it's a nice bonus for the people that did grind and made it into the top 1,000 to be able to get the same prize pool as an airdrop that everybody else is getting.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I think most of us were expecting an airdrop according to your placement. But yeah, the fact that everybody in the 1,000 got the same amount, it kind of just puts it all in equal ground. So that's pretty cool. The same thing with the lands, right? The airdrop was per land and not per rarity.
Yeah, yeah, which I get it. Like, you don't want to discriminate against which lands you own, but for myself, I prioritized purchasing a wide array of them. Whereas I guess my money would have been better spent, at least in regards to the airdrop, just purchasing starters, right? I could have just sat there and Like, you know, the amount of money I put into buying the legendaries and the mythicals and the primordial that I bought, I could have had a lot more starters and probably got somewhere closer to like 30 or 40,000 lion opposed to, you know, the 8,000 I got. So, but it is what it
Yeah,
is.
but then yeah, and you know the other side of it too is you would have ended up with a bunch of lands that eventually they're not as useful as the ones that you do have for the game, for the actual game. So you have the ones that are very useful for the game. I do wanna uh, have one primordial, at least one for one region for now. Mythicals. So yeah, it was pricey, and the airdrop was that, but that doesn't take away everything that you like. You own those lands now, like you own the lands, and um, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're beautiful. Again, going back to the artwork and all that, these are beautiful NFTs.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, I try to look at it more on the long run. It's like, okay, I could have spent all that money and been able to, you know, purchase a bunch of, you know, $30 NFTs and got a $5 airdrop. Or, you know, a lot of the, like, the mythicals that I purchased, the floor price is, you know, at least $200 or $300 above where I purchased them at. So, you know, there's that benefit as well where I was able to get them when they were a bit cheaper. Mind you, now the primordial that I bought lost about 25% of its value, but hopefully once the regions get the attributes implemented into the game, right, like the resources and monsters and size, hopefully my primordial, that being the only primordial with 160 being the max resource stat, the only one with maxed out resources. Hopefully, it'll
Mhm.
at least appreciate in price, be a little bit more desirable in that manner.
And just the fact that you have the one with the highest resources, it kind of makes it priceless.
That's what I was thinking, right? That's why I purchased it. I was like, it's the only one. Okay, I'll pick it up then.
Mhm.
It was a little expensive, a little more than I wanted to spend, but I wanted one of them, and I mean, it was like, okay, you can spend $500 less for one of the lands that's got really terrible stats. And I was like, okay, the extra $500, I think it'll be worth it in the long run, because it is the only primordial with 160 max resources. And I personally think the resources is going to be the most important.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna buy the top of the line, I don't know, Audi, you don't want it to have to manually roll up the windows, right? You
Yeah,
want you
exactly.
want to make sure everything's top of the line. So might as well get the one with the most resources.
That's what
And
I was thinking.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that was again to me it's as priceless. And again, we're still in beta mode in the game. Everything it's pretty exclusive right now. So eventually, and it's crypto.com. I mean, there's crypto.com arena. Um, Super early. Crypto overall is super early. So uh, out of the 5 years, all these things gonna be just exploded. I know all over the place. I mean, just I remember not to get political, but I remember what Donald Trump was saying that Bitcoin was a scam because it was against the dollar, and now he's like he's a businessman. He understands the value of the crypto technology.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's nice to see that crypto.com is being slated as the one that's going to be holding a lot of the ETF depository and the strategic reserve that he wants to make for the United States, right? So I think there's big things to come for crypto.com, and this being their first and hopefully major flagship game, um, you know, and maybe to allude a little bit, like with the AMA, right? My question was actually about the launcher, right? Like, is Main City going to be a launch pad sort of thing for like a game launcher? Kind of like when you go into Steam, right? And you can go and select the games you want. You go into Main
Mhm.
City, and then there's like multiple. It's like, hey, let's go and do. There's like a war zone, right? And it's the Dark Lions versus the Loaded Lions, and it's like a big battle royale, right? So that's one of the gameplay modes. And then we've got like the exploration, so it's sort of like Destiny in a sense, where it's like all open world, and we're out there walking around, maybe in VR, exploring, looking for resources, you know, doing PvE, like player versus environment versus player activities, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that was one of my questions that they had actually pulled out and answered during the AMA. Didn't sound like that was the thing that was happening right away, but they said that that's a potential down the road. So that was kind of cool to hear. But yeah, in regards to the AMA,
Yeah.
what did you think of it?
Yeah, I think it was good. I think just the fact that they took the time to actually take questions from the community, I think is just a great sign overall. They hadn't had one in a long time. Um, so it was good. It was good to hear Papa being up there. He represents the game very well. Um, and so I think overall it was good. I think that it was a little short. I think it was only like an hour, and I think they even had a timer because I think at the hour it kind of cut off or something. Um, because I guess we're kind of getting used to like podcasts, just long conversations when it comes to these things, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it was great that they had one.
Yeah, I'm sad I had to miss it. I had pretty much just landed, so I was like dead tired, didn't have Wi-Fi, and was like trying to get into a hotel at that point. I was just like, it's like, man, I want to be sitting here listening to this. Instead, I'm like waiting to get into a hotel and don't have Wi-Fi. So, um, but
Priorities.
yeah, well, oh well, I was able to listen to it afterwards, and I thought it was pretty good. The way that they broke it down and had the different segments, based on like the Loaded Lion project versus Main City and the Lion token and stuff like that. And yeah, it was really good to see the people that they had brought up, being able to ask some questions and stuff like that. Papa Bigfoot, it's always good to hear from him. He's got some good insight into the game, and he's an awesome player. So it's always good to have him up there representing the community. I believe Sunshine and Rainbows came up, and was Fiend for Crow up there as well, I believe. So
I know Sunshine was there. I think was Crypto Diamond up there
oh
too.
yeah,
I
and Crypto
think.
Diamond went up. Yep, I think that was,
Yeah,
yeah, it might
Crypto
have been
Diamond went
Papa,
up.
Crypto Diamond, and then Sunshine.
Sunshine. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
So
Um,
but yeah.
yeah, so that was good. So
Oh,
yeah,
overall it was pretty good AMA. I guess I don't really have too much else to input on it. I mean, it's sort of sad that they did come out and just completely kibosh, right? The somebody in the community that did a poll on whether the blueprints should be distributed. I wonder who that somebody was. But yeah, it was too bad to hear them just say, "Well, we're not going to give out the blueprints because we don't want to flood the market." But to me, it's like you're giving the new players the blueprints and they're flooding the market anyways. Whereas if you were to give
hmm
them to the veteran players, right? Us, me, you, most of the players that are veterans aren't going to flood the market with them. They're probably going to open them and either use them for merging because we need them, use the businesses in their cities to end up with the business combos and increase their diamond production, or they might open them and be like, oh, okay, I got a really good business I don't actually need. I can finally make some money off of it and sell it, right?
hmm
And it wouldn't flood the
Yeah,
market really in my mind. But yeah, it's too bad. I guess
totally
no
agree.
point in beating the dead horse. We're not getting blueprints.
Yeah, yeah. That's the only thing that I would. Yeah, I totally agree. I think we're still thinking about it. Even we're still working on that. Would have been better than just like straight up no, like.
Yeah.
But
But they did say we'll be
yeah, I
winning
agree
them
with you.
from competitions. So hopefully they distribute them not the same that the NFTs are right now, right? Like at least not in this prize pool. I'm hoping that they distribute them like they did last competition based on the old tier structure of 1000 to 501, then 500 to 251, and then 250 to 51, and then 50 to 11, and then 10 upwards. So everybody in those brackets got different distributions of blueprints. So hopefully that's the tier that they go with, and not the 51 to 1,000 all getting one blueprint.
Yeah, I agree. But we'll see how it goes tomorrow. We're hours away.
Yeah, yeah, that we are. What are we at? Like 8 hours now?
Let's see. Yeah, 8 hours and 30 minutes. 8 hours and 32 minutes to be exact.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks is that's like it's gonna be like 7 p.m. for me. So I'll have like 7, and I'll try to push my sleep time till maybe like 11 o'clock tonight, just to get my city set up, and then I'll have to like wake up at like 4 a.m., check it, do some stuff, and yeah, it'll be interesting now with because like normally it would be starting in the morning for me, right at 9 a.m. in the morning. Now it's going to be
Uh-huh.
starting, yeah, I guess 8 p.m. for myself, not 7 p.m. So significantly different for myself this competition.
We have to adjust. We have to adjust the strategies.
That's it. It's going to be a lot of adjustments strategy wise with the 7 regions, different sleep schedule. So it's all good.
It's all good. We'll make the best of everything.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time, and it's good to have a new event coming out for the community to enjoy, and yeah, just see how it goes, right?
Yeah, definitely. So thank you everybody if you're being with us still. We appreciate your time and your support.
Yeah, and at that, I mean, we're at the 2 hour mark on the podcast here, so perhaps then we can wrap it up. I mean, again, thank you for joining me. Like DJ Oracle said, if you guys made it to the end of this podcast, we appreciate your guys' time and commitment to listening to us ramble on about Main City. But hopefully, you guys learned something or at least enjoyed listening to our perspective about the game. And yeah, good luck in the competition that's starting. So hopefully, everybody places where they want to, or at least gain a lot of good experience for moving forward with the season 3 competition mode. So again, thank you, DJ Oracle, for joining me.
Yeah, thank you, Edwin, again for hosting. And again, thank you everybody that's been with us. Make sure you like the video. If you're listening to this during competition mode, let us know how you're doing. Make sure you put some comments. Anything that you want to ask, anything that you want us to cover on the next one, uh, just leave them down there, and we take all the suggestions seriously.
That we do. And we always love to hear your guys' point of views. So if there's anything that we talked about today that you'd love to drop down a comment and some of your thoughts around those topics, we'd love to be able to read them. So definitely drop it down in the comments below. And yeah, we'll catch you guys hopefully. Either I doubt we'll be able to get one out during the competition, but you never know. But we'll definitely have one hopefully the following week if everything lines up well. We're going to try to get this going a little bit more regular than once a month. Maybe try to do something every other week, maybe every third week, depending on how our schedules pan out right there, DJ Oracle.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Arwin, again for hosting. Thank you guys for your time, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Catch you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.